thousands of years before the wheel was even invented, and it just doesn't make sense. You wouldn't use logs to transport, these giant stones. And, I mean, where would you have gotten it in the desert? There's no forest there. The only type of wood they would have been able to use would have been from a food source, a fig tree, and, those logs are just not sturdy enough to put granite on, and the other one would have been an olive tree, and still, it's a food source.
And not cold enough to create ice to slide them down into place.
And the other one that I like is, we're going to pour out water, and it'll float right across the sand, and
sure.
Desert people are going to, transport millions of gallons of water across the desert. Where's the water going to come from? How are they going to get it there? Those are the types of things that I'm interested in, and the narrative falls apart very quickly. And that's when I start looking at different types of technology and the focus on sound technology. Now, there's a lot of very fantastic things that they can do with sound. And if we were to focus more on sound technology, I think that we would see a very cool capability to levitate the rock.
How would that work technically? How would sound levitate the rock? Does it turn it into anti-gravity or something? What happens?
Well, we've got examples that we can see, all over the internet where they're already floating materials in the air on sound. They do it with ping pong balls. They do it with small drops of water. And when they change the frequencies, especially in the example of using drops of water, it changes the shape of the water. The problem is we know very little about the actual impact of sound on matter, but there is a whole technology on that, and what they call a cymatic experiment. There are other indications that there was water that was pumped into the bottom that gave a basic thumping on the bottom of the pyramid. Now, my question is not so much how did they generate the sounds. My question, and what my real interest is, what is resonating in concert, in harmony with the Great Pyramid when it's resonating? How was he able to do that? He was able to somehow rediscover this technology. And those stones that he had in his hand were in the shape of ice cream cones. And I think that definitely focused the sound energy, towards those blocks. And when you have understanding of tones and what is in harmony and what is in discord, you're able to repel blocks just like you would magnets, repelling each other. And that's how I think that they would have floated them.
The subtitle of your book, Harmonic Wars, says Guardians of the Crystal Skulls. Where do they